This is D, and Let's Dress for Life. That's what's up. You know, we've talked with many individuals who shared that they had this issue and that issue and this stress and that stress in their life. When something is presented, their response is, "Yeah, but," or "Yeah, I know." So it just makes us wonder, you know, how bad do they really want to change? You know, how much are they really willing to put the work in? Sometimes individuals just aren't there. And you know, and that's okay. We're not trying to dog anybody or anything like that. We're not trying to put anybody down. But sometimes, for whatever reason, individuals just aren't ready for the change. And honestly, I mean, look at this brother. I remember there was this one job that I had, and this job was as such that I had to work there for 6 months before I was able to collect any of my benefits. I was going to get my benefits. But all the while I was complaining and complaining and complaining, and I really didn't think that I had a way out. But I remember there was this one guy who talked with me. I was able to express all my concerns, all my dark feelings and everything like that. He began asking me, "So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?" At a certain point, you're going to have to take some action. Once you decide to move, in what direction are you going to move? This is something that happens with individuals also. They decide, hey, I'm going to move. I'm going to take action. I'm going to get some good advice from individuals. And then individuals start providing advice, providing direction, providing something for them. And they decide, I don't want that. I don't want that. They start thinking like BK, you know, Burger King, or Frank Sinatra, you know, and they decide, I want to do it my way, you know, and my way hasn't helped them up to that point. Don't get me wrong. It is okay for us to try to figure out some different things. But don't ask for advice. And then when somebody gives you some advice, you shoot the advice down. Don't be so obstinate that you're not willing to hear what somebody else has to say to you. Especially, number one, individuals who are in that grind and are willing to get in the grind with you and help you. Number two, individuals who really have your best interest at heart. Don't forget those. And number three, sometimes some of the randomest people can have some of the best information for you. I was talking with this European American brother from Chicago who was breaking down all this thing about this skin condition. I think, well, it's called pseudofolliculitis barbae. And in fact, you can look on one of our videos that we have entitled "Razor Bumps Gone Forever." And the thing is, he told me all the details regarding what's causing these razor bumps and all these different things. And I mean, that was some really good information. And so many years later, I understood exactly what all those razor bumps were about. I had bumps. I was looking like a Gila monster or something like that. It was rough on a brother. That was information from a random person that was highly beneficial. Be willing to listen, my brother. Be willing to listen, my sister. And then the other thing was, the advice came from a beautiful sister. I ain't gonna tell you any more than that. Just check out Razor Bumps Gone Forever. Now, this advice that you're receiving, is it something that's going to be unethical for you to do? If it's unethical, hey, put it away, you know. But the thing is, if it's not unethical, if it's not something that's going to harm you, then why not give it a try? I might as well share one more story. There was this was several years ago. I had a great big bump under my arm. I mean, great big bump. I was walking around like this. I decided to ask this one lady who I knew who was into health. I mean, this sister knew what she was talking about. And I knew that she had my well-being at heart. She said, what you need to do is you need to get some juice. You need to pour that juice in a cup. Of course, have your spoon, you know. And this is the reason why you need the spoon, is because she said you need to get some nutritional yeast flakes. And I got these nutritional yeast flakes, just put a spoonful in the juice, and as I got the spoonful of the nutritional yeast flakes, put it in the juice, drank it down. I did it about twice that day, probably about 3 times, because brother man was trying to get this bump down. As I did that, I was like, oh, you know, it doesn't taste bad. It wasn't anything, by the way. The yeast flakes, very cheap. And I mean, what might the side effects have been? I mean, there's not too much to worry about with the yeast flakes. So anyway, take it. Woke up the next morning. Guess where my arm was? I was able to put it down. And then the following day, I was able to put it down completely. The children of Israel needed a blessing. And guess where they received it from? They received it from one of the unlikeliest sources, Balaam. And this was a brother who was actually meaning them harm. I'm not saying for you to be hanging out with folk who are trying to hurt you or anything like that. But what I am saying is that sometimes you might receive information even from the most unlikely sources. You know, they're not asking you to go. It's going to have you go completely out of your way. Consider it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. Also, click the notification bell so you can be notified of our next video. And of course, go to www.destressmethod.com for more resource information. And you have to, well, you don't have to, but we really would love you to go to our Facebook page, DE_STRESSFRLYF. Well, that's all we got for now. This is D, and Let's Stress for Life. That's what's up. Peace.